in the accident book. The company contract manager. Someone from the Health and Safety Executive, HSE. The injured person or someone acting for them. The first aider identified on site. While working on site, you cut one of your fingers. What should you do? Report it at the end of the day or the end of the shift. Wash it, and if it is not a problem, carry on working. Report it and get first aid if necessary. Clean it and tell your supervisor about it later.
Which type of accidents should be recorded in the accident book? Specified injuries only, such as broken bones or a death. All accidents causing any kind of injury. Any injuries requiring treatment in a hospital. Only accidents where time off work is required.
Which two of the following would result in you being ordered off-site? Being under the influence of alcohol. Driving downhill with a heavy load. Driving without using the flashing beacon. Being under the influence of drugs. Losing your road user's driving license. What is the main objective of carrying out an accident investigation? To help track the cost of insurance claims. To place blame. To find the cause and prevent reoccurrence. To identify the people involved.
Under what circumstance is a worker allowed to operate a plant vehicle? If they have a full international driving license. If they have been working for the company for over 6 months. If competent and authorized to do so. If they are the site manager or supervisor.
Which of the following does not have to be recorded in the accident book? Details of the injury sustained. The injured person's national insurance number. The injured person's home address. The date and time that the injury happened. You suffer an injury at work, and the details are recorded in the accident book. What must happen to this accident record? It must be treated as confidential under data protection laws. It must be destroyed at the end of the job due to confidentiality. It must be sent to the insurance company at the end of the job. It must be kept in a place where anyone at work can read it.
Which of the following statements best describes a near miss? An incident where someone was injured and nearly had to take time off work. An incident where someone was injured and nearly had to go to hospital. An incident where you were just too late to see what happened. An incident that nearly resulted in injury or damage.
When must an accident be recorded in the accident book? If a person is injured in any way. Only if a person has to attend hospital. If a person has a day off work with a cold. Only if a person suffers a broken bone. Which two of the following are the main reasons for reporting accidents, incidents and near misses? Certain incidents or accidents have to be reported to the Health and Safety Executive, HSE, to find out whom claims should be made against, to help the company avoid being prosecuted or fined, to understand how and why things went wrong, to make sure none of the supervisors find out about the accident. Which of the following is the least important reason for recording all accidents? Some accidents have to be reported to the Health and Safety Executive, HS. Details have to be entered in the accident book. It might stop them happening again. To find out who is to blame and make sure they are prosecuted.
Who must you report a serious accident to? Site security, the ambulance service, the police service, your employer,
You have been injured in an accident at work and, as a result, are absent for more than 7 days. Which two of the following actions must be taken? Your employer must inform the Health and Safety Executive, HSE. The local hospital and the benefits office must be informed. The emergency services must be called to find out how the accident happened. You must pay for any first aid equipment used to treat your injury. The accident must be recorded in the accident book. What must be done if an operator is driving plant equipment faster than site speed limits? Alert all other staff on site to be careful. Wait until they stop and talk to them about it. Shout at the driver telling them to slow down. Inform a supervisor or manager.
Which two of the following items should be recorded in the accident book? Injuries sustained. Date of the accident. Telephone number. Location of the hospital. National insurance number. When must an accident be recorded? Only when a person breaks a major bone or is concussed. Only when a person is injured and will be off work for 3 days or more. Only when an accident causes damage to plant or equipment. Only when an accident causes injury to a worker as a result of working activities.
You are injured in an accident at work. When should you report it? The next day before you start work. Immediately or as soon as possible. At the end of the day before you go home. Only if you have to take time off work.
A scaffold has collapsed and you saw it happen. What should you say when you are asked about the accident? Who you think should be blamed and punished. As little as possible because you don't want to get people into trouble. Exactly what you saw, giving as much detail as possible. As little as possible, as you are not a scaffold expert.
Who is responsible for reporting any unsafe conditions on site? Everyone on the construction site. The site manager. The contracts manager. The client or principal contractor.
When an accident or near miss occurs, who should be involved in the investigation? Company investors, company directors, the owner of the company, all relevant staff.
Where should accidents that cause any injury be recorded? In the building inspector's diary. In the site engineer's daybook. In the accident report book. In the main contractor's diary. Why should you report an accident? It is a legal requirement. It helps the site find out who caused it, so that everyone can find out what happened, so that your company will be held responsible.
When must an entry be made in the accident book? When a worker has been off sick for 3 days. When a compensation claim is completed. Only if the accident involved broken bones. When an accident causes injury to any worker.
Why is it important to report near-miss incidents on site? To find someone to blame so claims can be made. It is the law to report all near-miss incidents. It is a requirement of the CDM regulations. To learn from them and stop them happening again.
What action should be taken if you witness a serious accident on site? Ask your workmates what they think you should do. Telephone the local doctor for advice. Say nothing in case you get someone into trouble. Tell your supervisor that you saw what happened.
If you have a minor accident, who should report it? The subcontractor. The Health and Safety Executive, HSE, anyone who saw the accident. You, if possible.
In order to reduce the risk of accidents, which one of the following should be avoided when driving vehicles on site? Implement a one-way system around the site. Reverse without the use of a vehicle marshaller. Use designated turning areas. Drive through loading and unloading areas.